Alright traders, George here with the Trading Authority, and time to take a look at our Liberator Trend Spotter model and MetaStock. I've got 10 stocks to run through, and the point of this drill is to show you what I can find on our Liberator model that will indicate weakness in existing trends. This is an area where a lot of traders struggle, is knowing when to exit or when things are weakening, and typically they're not looking at charts. They're looking at fundamentals, or they're responding emotionally with a feeling or a supposition. If they do happen to be looking at charts, they're probably looking at different charts all the time, maybe even looking at charts that might justify holding a position. That's not what we're doing here. We're looking at the same system over and over again, looking at different candidates. Starting out with Apple, there's three basic things that we want to look at to see if we have what could be a breakdown, if not an outright exit point, depending on the trade strategy. But for Apple here, we've had a new impulse to a new relative high here. Where we start to see strength to the downside is when the candles go black. We have one of our proprietary indicators on the candles. So you can see we have bearish and bullish candles here, but it's all white. It's not until this point here where we have a mathematical read that there's something happening and we have a black candle there. That's one strength of signal to the downside. The next is our Fibonacci dots here being broken. There's a special ratio combination and projection here in this nice envelope that when it's broken, there is actually strength to the trend either stalling out or maybe even reversing. So we have two things happening here, the black candles and the fib dots being broken, and then below we have our strength indicator with the signal line dropping below the zero line. Those three things in combination are what we're looking for, and by definition Apple's giving us that signal right there. So Apple now showing three strengths of signal of weakness, and that's going to put pressure on the bulls to come in and defend price here. If the bears make a new relative low here, it's likely going to be making a further move down here. That is Apple. This is Citigroup. Same visuals. Look to the left. You can identify at the bottom of the chart that the strength line dropped below the zero line here earlier than the black candles or fib being breached. But by the time all three existed at the same time, price dropped about another 5% from where that signal was generated. Okay, now this has gone to a new relative high here. We've got some structural topping patterns in this zone here and a bit of a rollover now. Just like Apple, this one's putting pressure on the bulls to come in and defend here, and with a bit more weakness, we're very likely to retest the swing lows over here. That's Citigroup. Here's Celgene, a great biotech momentum stock here. Made some new relative highs, pulled back, testing some support zones here. Where are we right now? Strength over the zero line, fib dots still containing price, white candles. In fact, we had a new resumption. So Celgene is looking strong in terms of generating some sideways support up here, and if these recent lows hold, we're likely going to retest these highs and make some new highs. That's Celgene. Facebook. Now it's a strong momentum stock, transitioning over the IPO price of 38, currently at 41.20s. Recent change to white candles, fib still containing price over the center line here. This is at new relative highs here, and with those three strengths of signal existing, good chance it'll make some new highs coming up very soon. No breakdown seen yet. Here's Green Mountain Coffee Roastery, another one that's made some strong moves up, going into sideways consolidation here, and then recently resuming the trend, price over the zero line. White candles, green arrow, chance to be long again. Fibs right now are containing price. We have a white candle and we have price over the zero line. So it's showing some strength here at some new highs, and without these areas breaking down, balls in the bull's court there. So Green Mountain showing some real strength there after this sideways consolidation and a new breakout here to some new relative highs. Here's Home Depot. Look to the left. Okay, late July was the clue that things were starting to weaken here. Somewhat of a topping pattern again. Here's the early warning with the strength indicator going below zero. Okay, and then fibs and black candles following just a little bit later. And since that time, prices dropped a fair bit and really testing this zone here as support. So with a lot of these strong trends that are starting to show a little bit of weakness, it's the same situation where the bulls have pressure to defend where price is now, and if the bears come in and step on it a bit more, we make some new relative lows here, then we're likely going to be moving down lower. So Home Depot in a weaker state than some of the other candidates. Johnson & Johnson, another incredible drive to new highs here, but then note the drive below zero, black candles, fib taken out there, and from that point in the low 90s, prices moved to the mid 85s and it's stalled out there right now. We'll see if the bulls can dig in here and give us another resumption, which would look just like this. And then we'll go to retest these highs here and make some new highs. We'll watch for this area here to hold this coming week. Netflix. This one's at some new relative highs here. Our recent flip back to white candles. The center line has not really dropped below zero for quite some time here. This is the last time we got a long signal, and it's still in that basic trend there, showing a little under the radar weakness there with the black candles, but fibs now containing price, white candles, price over the center line here. So Netflix also looking real strong. It's going to have to break down a bit here to show us weakness. Not seeing it yet. Starbucks, this one has gone sideways here earlier, much earlier here in mid-July. There's your center line drop in strength. And price has just gone sideways, but now fibs broken in black candles. So we've got all three things happening at a point, but just recently the center line crossed above zero here. So this is one to watch for a potential resumption of the trend. Bulls just need to show up and give us some white candles here, and off to the races. Otherwise, the bears need to push this just a little bit more, and we will likely retest this swing low here, and that'll put more pressure on this whole bullish impulse if that does occur. All right, that's Starbucks. Can't talk about strength without looking at Tesla. Here's a recent resumption of the trend here in the upper 130s, prices at 169 now, and despite the strength indicator dropping below zero, fibs still contain price, candles remain white. We're at new all-time highs here for Tesla, and all three strengths of signal indicators looking bullish there. So stay tuned, because I'm going to be showing you more videos with this model and MetaStock, which is a real potent combination. So make sure you subscribe to this video feed so that you get an update the next time I do a video. That'll do it for now. Let's see what the week ahead brings us.